What is up, YouTube? It's James Rabel back with you, aka The Rage, for episode 6. And today we're going to talk about the big news that happened yesterday, which was the NHL, in the midst of their, I believe now 33-day-old lockout, offered the NHLPA a new CBA proposal with the big headline of a 50-50 split of the hockey-related revenue. And that's been picked up by all the media outlets as, like a saving grace. And with this proposal, if it were to be implemented within the next 10 days, I believe the NHL asked for, it could start a full 82-game season on November 2nd. And I'm not here to talk about the 50-50 split as much as I am to share my quick thoughts on some of the other intricate details within the proposal. But the first thing I want to say is this. The NHLPA is not accepting this deal as it is. End of video. No, I'm kidding. But in all seriousness, they are not accepting the deal the way it is. Obviously, there's been a lot for them to comb over, and they plan on meeting with the NHL again on Thursday. There also should be some sort of conference call between the two today. Well, not a public conference call, but some communication on clarification of some of the things within the new proposal to start with. But they are not going to accept it the way it is. This gives them something to negotiate off of, which hasn't happened yet since these negotiations started back in July. It's been the NHL has been working off their own framework. Same with the NHLPA. Now the NHLPA has something to work off of that was given to them by the NHL. So that's a good start. It's the first time these negotiations have actually started. Now their feet are firmly planted on the ground and ready to dig in, if you will. But some of the other details within this proposal, which you can actually see on NHL.com, and I'll put a link up here or here somewhere. It's the first time this has ever happened. The NHL actually put out the full detailed proposal on their website for anybody to read, which sounds like a PR move. They have been about good PR over the last 48 hours, haven't they? But some of the other details that are pretty interesting. Player contracts, let's see. Entry-level contracts would go from 3 years to 2 years. Player contracts would have a max of 5 years. And any existing contract over 5 years would fully count against the cap for the duration of its life. So a Marian Hossa 12-year deal, or Rick DiPietro 15-year deal, Ilya Kovalchuk's 17-year deal would count till the end of the term. Now, will that be in a new deal? Probably not, but it's pretty interesting that the NHL has chosen to punish the owners for basically circumventing the cap with these long, drawn-out, front-loaded contracts to bring down the average annual salary cap number. Free agency would go from 27 years old or 7 years in service to 28 or 8 years in service. So the tidbits like that are pretty interesting. No re-entry waivers for players playing in other leagues. So if, let's say, a team wants to sign somebody from Europe or wants to bring up somebody in the minors in the AHL that's on a one-way deal, they wouldn't have to put them on re-entry waivers and put them out there susceptibly be picked up by another team. That will be eliminated. They're looking at a third-party neutral arbitrator in disciplinarian hearings, so no more, "Hi, I'm Brendan Shanahan, and I'm the director of player safety" nonsense anymore. There would actually be another arbitrator if they did not agree with the ruling. So those are some of the interesting things. But like I said before, don't expect the NHLPA to accept this deal outright. They're going to negotiate off of it. And one of the things that they have to come to terms with is this. Can they get enough concessions from the NHL on some of these issues that are in this new CBA for them to be okay with going from 57% of the hockey-related revenue, which they had in the last CBA, to now an even 50-50 split? If they get enough concessions, they get enough things on their side that they're okay with, then they'll do it. But if they don't, and if this offer is a way for the NHL to basically window dress some more, of their motives, who knows what could happen. But this is a positive sign. I'm not trying to paint a really bleak picture here. This is a positive sign. This is a step in the right direction. But you have to wonder why yesterday? Why October 15th? Or was it 16th? Yes, 16th. Why October 16th? to offer this 50-50 split of the HRR? Why not over the summer? Why not in September? Kind of odd. And I don't have an answer for it. And I don't think anybody has an answer for it. Just a little odd, the timing of it. But for diehard hockey fans like myself, could we see a full 82-game season? It's possible. I wouldn't bank on it, though. Because if you're the NHLPA, and this would be my last point, do you really want to cram in 82 games in a month's less time, playing an extra game every 5th week for each team? That's what basically would come down to. Pushing the end of the season till April, and pushing the end of the Stanley Cup Finals till possibly the beginning of July if it goes to 7 games. And then only having 2.5 months in between to the start of the next season. I don't think it's good for their business, for their side of the business. So I wouldn't be too sure that the NHLPA is going to negotiate hastily here. They may try to lobby for maybe a 75-game season, 70-game season, just for their players' safety. Look what happened to the NBA last year when they went to a condensed 66-game schedule. People were getting hurt all over the place. And that's a non-contact sport. Something to think about. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts on the NHL's latest proposal. Whether you agree with me, disagree with me, or just feel like talking. Like, share with friends, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll see you next time.